just like that, it's time for our weekly roundup of all the things Lady just ain't gonna do this week. Number 1, Brittney Griner is still in a Russian prison. And because of the advocacy many good people have been doing, the White House is trying to clean this shit up by moving towards offering a trade with Russia for some man who was selling weapons. But something smells funny here, because if you were really actively negotiating, I highly doubt you'd be talking about it publicly. But midterms and whatnot got folks shook. All this to say, keep pushing, because it's working. And keep pushing, because if we rest now, they gonna just say, we tried, and not actually do the thing they say they're doing. You feel me on this? Keep going. Other things Lady ain't gonna do this week, well, Biden tried it with a new version of the 1994 crime bill. Now, in this week's episode of This Is Why the Fuck We Don't Trust You, the president is shopping around a $37 billion proposal called the Safer America Plan, which would provide $13 billion for 100,000 more police officers, impose tougher sentences for selling fentanyl. Sound familiar? $15 billion for states to use at their discretion to reduce violent crime, $5 billion for violence prevention programs. This bill moves money to hire additional alcohol, tobacco, and firearms agents to trace ghost guns and unauthorized weapons. Now, y'all know Lady is all about safe communities where everybody can thrive. That is a no-brainer. This isn't a new proposal per se. I mean, it was already in the budget proposal from the White House, but this is the first time they've been trying to actively shop it around. So yeah, like I said, Lady is for safe communities. I'm all about the shit. But this shit right here ain't it. And we already know because they already tried this shit in 1994. It really was the onset of how we got to mass incarceration as we know it now. Increase police and give some lip service to services. Now, let me tell y'all something. Police departments are not underfunded. Let me repeat. Police departments are not underfunded. Must I say it again? Maybe one more time for good measure. Police departments are not underfunded. Our communities are underfunded. Our communities have been being robbed of the things we need to live well for literally 30 years. Case in point, that COVID stimulus money that was going to states, well, more than 40% of that money has gone to, you guessed it, police. Now, on top of that, you want to give more money to police, create a new version of the crack cocaine nonsense, but this time with fentanyl, and then you want to try to lure people to vote for it by siphoning off some money for mental health services and some vague something or other about violence prevention programs? Who the fuck is this for anyway? I will say this. The proposal is dead in the water for now because the Congressional Black Caucus and the Congressional Progressive Caucus said, hail to the nah. But you better bet your ass that this shit will be back, and we gotta be ready to beat that shit back again. Quit running after these white folks and get with the program, sir. And just to say it because I need to, and y'all gonna get after me if I don't, so I'm saying it now. I know there's probably Black folks at the table saying we need to get the crime in our communities under control. I know this. Trust me, I do. However, and in addition, I can promise you, folk are over there talking about job training and community policing and stuff like that. But look, these carrot and stick type proposals are bullshit because they always finna have energy for the punishment part, and the incentives part they gonna drag their feet on because they have to spend money on that stuff. But it doesn't make money. More police makes money. Weapons and other punishment technology is a big fucking business. Don't get it twisted, y'all. This shit ain't for us. Okay, so here's what Lady wants more of this week, though. The Department of Health and Human Services moves to protect reproductive justice. So Lady just got the scoop this week that the Department of Health and Human Services announced a proposed rule to strengthen non-discrimination in healthcare, including abortion. Now, this rule would restore and strengthen federal civil rights protections in certain federally funded healthcare programs, and it affirms the administration's intentions to protect people from discrimination based on sex and gender identity. It also provides protections to healthcare providers. Now, it's not everything, but I think what this shows us is that there's some scrambling right now to figure out what kinds of measures can be put in place to get some footholds. Now, this rule, if adopted, it would apply to Medicare and Medicaid programs, which usually serves people who are low income. We love to see it. And this is why we should also be advocating to expand these programs, particularly in southern states where governors are refusing to accept federal dollars to expand access to health care. Evil shit, y'all. Precisely because it would support communities of color and low-income communities. Shout out to HHS. Welcome back to Ladies Love Notes, where we give you all of the real about being newly single and dating in your 40s. This week, we are dipping into the grab bag and highlighting your questions. That's right. And if you haven't sent one in yet, what are you waiting for? What you waiting for? I mean, for real, bring it on. You know I'm always going to give you all of the real and none of the fake. You ain't got to put your name on it if you don't want to. I mean, remember the theme of this show? It's do what you like. All right, so here we go. So this question is from Two Together. I just ended a 6-year relationship and am deeply grieving. They want kids, I don't, something neither of us should bend for the other. I find myself wanting to break up together, as in tackle this breakup hand in hand with my partner because they are the person I've tackled life's highs and lows with. Any advice for creating space in a breakup when y'all still love and care for each other? I got advice. I mean, first off, let me thank you for the question, because this one's a doozy. I love this question because I can literally relate, and I'm learning a lot about this right now, so take it for what you will. My short answer is this: start with you first. Look, my ex and I, we have the same orientation. We love each other dearly, and we've been through so much together. Same on the kids piece, although there was more to it than this, but ultimately, we wanted different things. And rather than trying to beat each other into submission around the things the other person wanted, we decided to support each other in pursuing the things that each of us want. Now, no, I don't want to live in the country and raise 8 kids, but I want you to have that. So how can I be supportive without taking this on as my own? Beautiful, loving, and healthy approach. Round of applause for you, my friend, round of applause. But here's where this gets tricky. Now, we agreed to stay friends and have each other's backs exactly as we had in our marriage. This is and was the intention, but the execution, messy, to say the least. Not because either of us is intending or trying to hurt the other person, but because I'm learning you actually need to renegotiate what friendship looks like outside of being in a relationship. And as much as I hate to admit this, it's different and troubled waters, honey. Breakups are emotional acts. Now, of course, you two want the best for each other, and you can have it. Of course you two love each other. Of course you want to carry on just as it was, but different because you're going your separate ways. But that's just it. Going your separate ways, it's painful, and it's going to come up in your friendship. Like when one or both of you starts dating again. Or when something comes up that triggers the fuck out of you because that's exactly the same annoying ass shit they did when y'all were together. Or when our patterns and our practices come up, and they will too because there's a breakup happening here. Do not, I repeat, do not have the notion that things will continue just as they were. They won't. Everything is changing, and it's going to keep changing. And in order to be responsive to that change, I'm going to say this. What do you need right now? And how can you give that to yourself? Now, y'all were together for a significant amount of time, and God willing, you will be in each other's lives forever and ever and ever. What do you need in order to get there? There's some parts of this that you're gonna have to do alone. And you'll be able to build a stronger relationship if you're honest here about what you can receive from this person and what you can provide to this person. And the way to get there is to give yourself some time first. You need some time to grieve. You need some time to heal. You need some time to be intentional and communicate clearly and really truly figure out for yourself, what do I want this to look like? Do some scenario planning and don't try to glow it up now. Messy shit is gonna happen, I promise you. Like, When your person starts to date again, what do you want them to share with you and what do you not want shared? Should they share it with your friends first or should they share it with you first? What's considered public? How are y'all dealing with your friends? Are you cool with your ex bringing their new boo around y'all's friends? Do you need to make some agreements there? All this to say, dear one, part of what it means to navigate a breakup together as friends is to recognize that things are going to change because y'all are not together anymore. What does it mean to really be friends outside of a relationship that y'all once shared? Now, unfortunately, my dear, and maybe also fortunately, your relationship is going to change. I advise that you embrace it, plan for it, investigate and interrogate it, and communicate about it. But before you do any of those things, take some time for you. If you and your ex are really as close as you say you are, and I believe you from what you've communicated here, they're still going to be there when you've had some time to yourself. And so will you.